not a writer.
Okay.
For those who...
What we do here is go back.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome. It's Monday. My name is Tim. You're watching the Child of Mecha live stream. It's a Monday. Fun dimes. Beginning of a new week. Monday the 13th. I'm always suspicious of Monday the 13th. Some people may think Friday the 13th. I have no problem with Friday the 13th. It's Monday the 13th that I have a problem with. Go figure. Anyway, rocking at Chibi Hummingbird tonight. If you want one of these shirts, which I'm sure you probably do, hit up www.childofmecha.com. Hit the store up at the top, and you'll find shirts, hats, and bags and other cool stuff in there. Go load up. Do it now. Go. If you are interested in any of the tools and things and materials and stuff like that, there's a good old little Amazon link just below here on YouTube and Twitch. That way, if you are watching on the good old Facebooks, if you may need models or paints or accessories or even decals, right there, these guys. USA Gundam Store, Adam and all the fine folks down there will definitely hook you up, especially with that pre-order for the Mecha Decal 001W. Yeah. Go pre-order that. $8.99. It's going to be pretty amazing quality, and the aesthetics are going to be pretty cool too. So, go get you some of that. Now, I don't know. It's Monday. I'm just like, right now. I'm ready to build, but I don't know. I'm just like, right? So we'll try to keep it up. We'll try to keep lively and energy and stuff like that, right? So let's see. Where do we begin? Last week was insane. Ray, I always notice you. Ray's over there. For those of you who don't know, Ray, Robo Ray Charles, over there on Instagram. He's over there on Facebook right now, and he's saying, "Notice me, Tim Pie." I always notice you, boo boo. Right? But that's okay. Ray's my boy. Anyway, okay, so last week was just absolutely insane as far as streaming goes and things like that. Monday was an interesting conversation. Thursday was pretty damn cool. We went for, if you guys missed Thursday, you missed a hell of a stream, because we went like for 4 hours. 4 hours. Yeah. 4 hours. So we talked and we bullshitted and we built for, I don't know, maybe like 2.5, 3 hours, right? And then we kind of went on a Instagram shout out kind of telethon, if you will, marathon or whatever. We just showcased some cool people and their accounts and stuff, and that was really fun, and I really liked doing that. So I think I'm gonna do that probably more. Yeah. So we'll see. And then we turned around on Friday and had Mechanism, where I was joined by a bunch of really, really cool people. If you haven't seen Friday's Mechanism, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. What I would suggest is fast forward to about the 2-hour 3 point, and enjoy that. Enjoy that part. We had our ongoing coverage of Brian Watch 2019, and it was fun. Let's put it that way. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, Brian Watch 2019 was in full effect. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good internet time. So, I say go watch it. Brian says the earlier stuff was good too, but I don't know. He may be deflecting at this point. I don't know. But it was pretty damn awesome. It's pretty damn awesome. So go check that out, right? And then on Saturday we had another one. We had Simple Details class in beautiful Laurel, Maryland, at the Hobby Works out there. I was joined by my boy Justin, Mr. Justinius Builds, for a class. We met a lot of cool people. Terry T, Mr. Gundam Yanthem was out there. Donnie Baxter, Art Inc. by DB came out. Let's see who else. bunch of other people. Jacob, Mr. Cupcake Mecha, came out, and yeah, it was really good. Fine folks like the Legend of Castro from Instagram, Taylor's Gunpla from Instagram. They all came out and sat in on the class, had a good time. So yeah, it was really, really fun. We had a good time. I think a lot of people took a lot of great information from it. And we got to see some really cool models from other folks. Terry brought a couple of his models that I really wanted to see. Those were really, really great seeing in person, right? And overall, it was just a really, really good time. We had a lot of fun. So last week was a good week, you guys. Last week it was a good week. So I don't know how we're going to follow that up, or even if we can follow that up. But we're sure as shit going to try, aren't we? Damn right we are. So, let's see. Last Monday's stream. Let's get an update of where we are with GBWC, shall we? So, I extended an invitation to Bluefin. I have not heard anything back, unfortunately. Oh, look at that. My wife's in the YouTube chat. She says, "What's up, Mecha Army? It's my bedtime, so good night." She shouldn't even be on her phone right now. She should be in bed just kind of going to sleep. Yeah? Go to sleep, honey. Thank you. But anyway, love you too. Anyway, so no response yet on that invitation. Hopefully they say yeah at some point, right? That would be fun, I think. Yeah. One of the cool things that has, I think, come out of all of this is that I've started to see on, started to see it today on Facebook, and then I've been told by a few other people that they've been asked to judge their local competition of GBWC. So modelers, people in the hobby, are getting asked to judge GBWC. Now, I think that's a step in the right direction. I think it is. Still doesn't negate the fact that we still have a popularity contest going on and other stuff like that, but I give credit where credit is due. It's a step in the right direction, right? At least we will have people that are, for all intents and purposes, at least halfway qualified to judge these entries, right? Yeah, saw a gentleman post today, I forget in which Facebook group, saying he was going to be judging, and posted some of his models. They looked pretty good. I particularly would be comfortable having him judge. So yeah. So I wonder where they got that idea from. I don't know. Anyway, but it is a step in the right direction. So Bluefin, kudos to you. You get points back. Not many, but some. Yeah. So, all right. Let's really quickly. Let's do a few of these shout outs, shall we? Just a few. Not many, just a few. And let's start with this. Let's start with this guy right here. Boom. Mr. Kamal Zeta. You guys know him better as Bailey, our boy over here on YouTube. He's been MIA. Where's Bailey been? Hope he's good. Anyway, check out Kamal Zeta. Yeah, Bailey's good, man. Bailey's really, really good. Not only does he pretty much is able to answer all the questions that are asked, even before I have a chance to answer, which means we're like simpatico on the wavelength and everything. Mag Wong, Mag, I see you, buddy. Guys, check out, you know what? We'll check out Mag's Instagram here too, because I totally missed his on Thursday, so I posted about it, but I want to show you guys his account real quick as well. So yeah, check out Bailey, because check out what he's been up to right here. Look at this. That's a nice little GM custom, right? And let's see, he's got this awesome little SD Zaku. Look at that little guy. That's pretty good, right? But boom, look at that. The cutting mat. It's a two-part, a new two-part episode out. That's up right now. You should probably go listen to it. Yeah, you should probably go listen to it. But why don't you check out Mecha Genre, who is also on the cutting mat, right? Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Look at all the shit-eating grins on this picture, man. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing, you guys. It's a good thing. But Brandon, he's the one over here on the left. He's got that silky smooth voice on the podcast, right? He's got that radio announcer kind of voice that we all hear. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. So go check out Mecha Genre as well. But I'd be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to this guy. You probably already follow him, but if you don't, you should. Mr. Joel, Mr. True Gumpla. Mr. Community Leader, Organizer, Content Creator, dude. I don't know. I'm just making shit up as I go along. What do you want me to do? There's Bailey. We talk about him and then he shows up, right? Look at that. Bailey, where you been, man? You've been MIA on us, brother. You've been MIA. Look at you. Now he's here. Cheers to Bailey. Nice. Excuse me. So, we're talking about Bailey. We're talking about he says, I left my voice for you to listen to. Nice. But also, let's see, let's go back here. And then check out, boom, Big V Roman. Also on the podcast. More into the art side of things. Pretty good, yeah? Big V Roman. You know, you got the cool artwork going. All that fun stuff. Yeah? It's good, man. Look at all these guys. All these guys. So, there you go. Those are the shout outs for today. Wanted to shout out my boys cooking the good old Cutting Mat podcast. So, yeah. All right. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Let's get working, because that's what I really want to do. I'm just, I don't know, kind of out of it today. You ever get those days? I'm just out of it. But I'm excited with where the Zaku is going. I will say that. I will say that. Let me get a little piece of tape here so the camera lens doesn't slip on us and do the auto zoom thing. So, yeah, today's, you know, Monday. Typical Monday. Somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Right? Bailey's like, family stuff and dissertation beckons. Gotcha. That would make a perfectly reasonable explanation why he's been MIA. He says, just stopped by to say hello to you, to all you good people. Thank you, B. Appreciate that, brother. Well, when your dissertation is done, come on back to us. We miss you, dude. We miss you. All right, so let's show you where this Zaku is at this point, right? So I think we got something here with this backpack, yeah? I think we got something here. I think I got something. Look at that. I think that's a good profile. I think that's a good silhouette, right? I like that. I like that quite a lot. There's the back. Now, if you guys don't know what this is from the Briarland. What is it? The Briarland Custom or whatever it is. This is the one from Gundam Unicorn, right? Yeah. So I really kind of dig this. I kind of dig this look, right? It's got a little bit of everything to it, and none of it really gets in the way of anything else. There's good separation between the shoulders and the shields and everything like that, right? There's good separation all the way around. Even, you know, the top, you know, front points of these binders here, they come in just under the shield, so there's not really a lot of space between those fronts and the inside of the shoulders back there, right? So I really kind of dig this look. I think we're on to something here. You know, I liked the fuel tanks, you know, on the sides and everything. Uh-oh, what's going on? Maybe some technical difficulties on Twitch? What's up with Twitch? Let's see. Oh, weird, yeah. Huh. There's an error on Twitch. Weird. That's very odd, yeah? I wonder what's up with that. Well, for those of you guys on Twitch, I apologize. It looks like YouTube and Facebook are perfectly fine right now. So, I don't know what to tell you. I would probably jump over to Facebook or YouTube at this point. So, Twitch may be down for the count for tonight. Yeah. Yeah, Gary over here, he says, yeah, that's why I'm here. In YouTube, Twitch seems faulty. Yeah, it would seem so. Yeah, it would seem so. So, Twitch people, come on over to YouTube, man, or Facebook, or what have you. Whatever your flavor of choice, because we will welcome you with open arms. Yeah. Hey, there's Terry T. We got to meet Terry at Laurel Hobby Works. He says, held those shields in my hand. Now I know what to aim for when I need to make a clean build. Everything is so sharp, clean, and well built. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Superset 5, he says, all right, switching over. Good, man. I like that. Ultraman Dyna says, I don't know, Tim. I'm not fully on board with the piece-looking strips on the head. Oh, you mean up here, right? That'll be covered up. That'll be covered up because these strips are basically all flush with this visor here. So it's just I used those strips as a hard edge, so I could get a nice clean edge instead of just some weird stuff going on with the epoxy putty. So once this is painted, you won't see the strips at all. So yeah, fear not. I don't dig the piece looking sign either. But yeah, that'll be covered up. So Not to worry. Not to worry. Anyway, but, you know, like I said, I kind of like the look of this. You know, even from kind of a top-down perspective, I think it still looks, I think it looks really, really good. I think we got something. Yeah, so I'm pretty good with it. I'm pretty good with this. Donnie says they got treats over on Facebook, so Twitch people, if you're not into YouTube, they might have cookies or something, Twinkies, I don't know, Hershey bars, Reese's peanut butter cups. I don't know what they have, because they didn't share any with me, so more's the pity. But yeah, so I think we're in with this, yeah. Andrew Young says, not a fan of the bronze power cables, change the color on the cables. Yeah, no, this is not in any way, shape, or form what the power cables will look like. These are simply for mock-up purposes, and basically to get a spatial kind of awareness of where things will line up. So, no, those will not, in any way, shape, or form, be the final look for the power cables. So this is all still very, very much a work in progress, you guys. So please keep that in mind. But like I said, I am happy. I am happy with this silhouette. I think this is finally where the direction where we need to go. Yeah, yeah. Kyle H says lies. Don't do it, Twitch people. Nice, nice. Axel Drake says, "Oh, I like the look of the kit. The shoulders from Saturday are attached too. Yes, the shields. They are attached, and they're pretty much done as far as the long side goes." Hey, Grub825, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Mecha Army. Good to have you. Thank you for watching. Yeah, so those are good. Ultraman Dino, where are the cables from? These are just cheap, kind of little brass cables that I got off HLJ years and years and years ago. So, yeah. This is Adam, by the way. I know so many Adams. Which Adam? Which Adam? Sorry, dude. I literally know like a handful of Adams. So, so yeah. So I think I'm liking this. I think what we need is a little bit of something on the tops of the shields. A little bit of something. Oh, here, I got you, Adam. What's going on, buddy? Sorry. I'm thinking which Adam is it? Yeah, Dwidget says you're now Adam number 3. Right? So yeah, no, Adam. So Adam runs the Maryland Gunpla Club Facebook group, and he was at the class and everything like that. And I've known Adam for a little bit of time. Me and him used to meet up before I started streaming at a local meetup every every Monday or so. But had to stop going to that because I'm here with you, right? So, yeah, good times. Bry Guy is Brian number 2. Yeah. Let's see. We've got we've got several Adams, several Bryans, a couple Andrews, a few James. Yeah. So it happens. It happens, right? All right. So with this being said, and with showing you guys what this Zaku is looking like now, I think we've got, I dare I say, I think we've kind of got the final overall look to this particular Zaku. I'm pretty happy with it. Now, when I say final, what I mean is that the basic parts are there, right? We still need to do a ton of detailing. We still need to figure out things like how the backpack attaches structurally. We need to figure out, some body modification improvements and things, right? Because there are some things on here that I definitely need and want to change, right? The cuff around the arm, I think needs to be a bit beefier. Yeah, I'm just not feeling what it looks like right now. In that same vein, I think we need to do something more with the skirts and kind of bring those together with this Zaku. I think we need to do a little bit more on the chest and probably, excuse me. And I think we probably need to do a little bit of work on the feet too. So that's kind of where we are. But the pieces are there. The bones are there, right? Flynn Burger, Craig Flynn. Go check him out, man. Craig is killing it with his dio. Like, scarily killing it with that dio, man. Like, I seriously am not sure who to root for this year. Because from what I've seen, mind you, it's kind of a 3-horse race right now in Australia. It's kind of a 3-horse race. And I'm not sure if all the horses are going to finish either. But I think the competition down in Australia is going to be a fun one this year, you guys, because between Craig Flynn Burger, between Kirk Hill, Gumpla Works, and between our boy James, Mr. No Zaku boy, those are 3 very, very, very strong builds right now, you guys. Very strong builds. And I'll be honest with you, I'm rooting for all these guys. Yeah. I'm rooting for every single one of them. Because not only are there cool builds, all 3 of them are my boys, right? So, man, best of luck to you guys, because I would not want to be the gooch judging this thing this year. So, Hendren over there on Facebook, he says, Tim, Josh not entering this year. I don't think he is. I don't think so, because last time we were on Gumpla Talk and seeing what he was working on, he didn't really have a project for GBWC. So, if he is, then I don't know about it, right? So you would think our boy would tell us, right? Our Gumpla Talk, family, but weirder things have happened, right? So yeah, who knows? But but man, between Craig, Kirk, and James, I wouldn't want to judge that. I would not want to judge that, and I feel bad for the gooch. I do. I feel bad for the gooch. I rarely feel bad for the gooch, because that's his job. But judging this, I wouldn't want to do it. I would not want to do it. So, Flynn says, I'm looking forward to some Dark Horse entries as well. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Because somebody could just come out of nowhere and just ass blast everybody. Plain and simple. Like that, what was it, last year, the big GM Sniper 2 diorama. It was way too big, so it got disqualified. But the work was amazing. The work was absolutely stunning. I don't know who built it. I honestly don't think most people know who built it, because evidently the dude went MIA after dropping it off. So who knows, right? But I'd love to see more work out of that guy. But again, in and out like a thief in the night. Ghost, right? So Andrew Young says, don't forget Kieran Hahn. Oh, shit, yeah. I did. I slept on Kieran. Sorry, Kieran, if you're watching or if you ever see this, I slept on you, buddy. My bad. Yeah, never, ever underestimate Kieran Hahn. Flynn says, I don't think Kieran will finish this year. Yeah, been there, done that, right? But Kieran absolutely has the chops to to take it again. If he does finish, if he's fortunate enough to do that. Yeah, could be very interesting in Australia this year, you guys. Could be very, very interesting. All right, so let's get back into the Zaku, right? So right now, this thing is just kind of held on by sticky tack and some Tamiya masking tape, right? So we're going to strip this thing off of here and kind of break this down and get into the nitty-gritty, right? But for right now, let's show you kind of what this backpack looks like as a whole, yeah? Let's get rid of this Tamiya tape. Doesn't want to come off my fingers here. And so here's the backpack. Now, this is the backpack that we've been working on. The one with the big old fuel tanks and everything off to the sides and all that. So nothing with this particular part of the backpack has changed at all, right? This is still the core system of what we've done thus far, right? We've got the pegs in these pieces here, right? But the cool thing is that these pegs fit perfectly in the polycaps that are all stock on this Briarland binder thing, right? So that just kind of works, yeah? And so you got these big kind of booster tanks, and then you've got these boosters that hinge open like this and kind of give a cool look if you wanted that, right? But I particularly like the more closed look myself, but that's just me. But I think this is a solid looking backpack because you've got thrust coming from here, you've got thrust coming from here. Depending on what I put down here, I don't know if I'm gonna put thruster bells or fuel tanks. I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to see what that looks like, because I'm leaning towards thruster bells down here, right? So then you've got kind of propulsion from that way too. So, but the big issue that we're faced with right now, we're gonna take these parts off of here. The big issue that we're faced with right now is this cavernous gap right here in this piece, and you guys can see like that's a massive amount of space in there. And the bad thing is that this part split right down the middle because it's an old kit, right? It's what is this, 90s, early 2000, I think, something like that. So that's that's kind of the problem that we're faced with right now with this thing. Let's get the chest disassembled here from the rest of the body, and then we can kind of start to work our way through this problem of ours. Come on, you get the freaking off of there. There you go. All right. And we're going to keep the chest on. Now we got to take this. We got to take the head off ever so gingerly. There we go. All right. So now we've got the core shoulder, or the core chest here, right? And here, let's real quick. Here's the pretty damn close to final shields, right? Let's get a little close up of this here, because I did some extra work here between the class and today. Added obviously this cross plate here, this nice little detail strip here in the front. These little stacked detail pieces, if you were at the class, you probably recognize those. stacked those on here, and then scribed the whole damn thing and separated a lot of that stuff out with some scribe lines and stuff. So they match, and I think they match rather well. Yeah, so looking pretty good, nice and clean. It's a good look, I think. So I'm happy with the shoulders. We still got to do a little bit more on the top, though. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I think I'm going to put some Photo-etch crane hooks on the top there. If you were at the class on Saturday, if you were watching, or if you watched the streams, you saw me work with, let's show you here, with these guys. Yeah, the steel, and you guys have seen me talk about these. These are the Steel Spirit Photo-etch parts, the AW parts here. These are really, 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 really quite nice. So I'm gonna probably add a few of these to the shoulders, and because it was a nice look on that Zaku shield here. Let me show you real quick. Here's the one that we worked with on Saturday, yeah? And look at that. How cool that looks. That's a big one, though. That's a big hook, you know, for this. And just, you know, it's held on by super glue, but man, it's pretty solid on there. I'm kind of surprised. But I really love the look of it, because it sells that illusion of scale that we always talk about. And then coupled with the little, the other little details on here, I think just, yeah, looks really, really good. So, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put some smaller ones. We're gonna put some smaller ones on this Zaku's shields. So I think it's gonna look good. Chris Pabs is over there on Facebook. He says, Tim, I forgot to ask, do you paint your Photo-etch parts? These I definitely will. I will absolutely paint these because I don't necessarily like the look of just raw aluminum like that. It just doesn't look great. Yeah. Now, mind you, I could tone it down with some Tamiya weathering powders and stuff like that and get an amazing look. But I think what's going to happen is I think I'm going to go ahead and paint these as, you know, as the base color and everything. And then if for some strange reason the paint starts to chip off of those, then it's already silver underneath and it just kind of looks natural. Throw a little bit of Tamiya weathering powder on there and boom, bada boom, bada bing, you're good to go, right? Chris Pab says, what's your process? Good question. Probably hit it first with a little bit of metal primer, and then after that, regular paint process. Mr. Color, you know, 1000, or Mr. Surfacer 1000, hit it with the paint afterwards. Gloss clear, you know, then the rest is history. So yeah. So there you go. Tex says, could tow a planet with those hooks. Yeah, especially the big ones, right? I'm not into those big ones. Flimberger says, those shields are off the chain, Tim. Thank you, man. Thank you. Gary says, Tim not a competitive guy though, but hanging with builders makes it fun for me. Hell yeah. Hey, Schultz, Mr. Burkanatir. Tim, did you paint your pipes or full metal them? No, the pipes, these right here, you talking about? These are just brass. These are bare metal right now. So those are getting replaced. Those are getting replaced with something better. I don't know what yet, but better. Yeah. Chris over there on Facebook, he says, doesn't Tamiya primer hold the metal pretty well? Not really. Not really. You need to have it like clean and spotless for like normal hobby primer to have any chance at all. But metal primer kind of etches into the metal, which makes it a little bit better, and then gives a surface for your actual primer to better grip to as well. So yeah. Kyle H over there on YouTube, he says, Tim, are you thinking of putting sleeves like the Sinanju on the Zaku? No, I don't think so. I think that's well. Number one, the Zaku was pretty much retired by the time the sleeves came around. I mean, because you're talking what, early '90s, UC 90 around that time. I mean, so at that point, the Zaku would have been what, 12, 13, 14-year-old model. And they were starting to come out with the Gyaradoga, and they at that point they've had Gelgoogs and Goofs and all sorts of other mobile suits at that point. So yeah, I don't necessarily think that it's time appropriate for a Zaku, even though I think it would look cool. I'm not feeling that aesthetic right now with this particular setup. So that's more the answer why I'm probably not going to do sleeves on this one. So cheers for the question. Char Twins. What paints do you use, Tim? I use MIG ammo. I don't, but just reading the comment. No, I use a combination of Mr. Color, Alclad, SMS for my boy Scotty. SMS paints, made in Australia. So that's usually what I use. A combination of all of those. But for the majority of things, Mr. Color. Yeah. All right, so before the stream, we got, or I should say I got, one of these spare plugs here from one of the donor Zakus, yeah, that I was nicely sent from our boys, Mr. Arizona Gumpla, Chris R. He's in the chat, I know he is. And then also got one from our boy Spider2K2, James 2.0. So yeah. Tim Mathers over there on YouTube, he says, need to try Gaia Notes. Dude, I probably should. Just haven't gotten around to it, to be honest with you. Plus, I gotta say, I'm happy with Mr. Color. I am. I'm just happy with it. Anyway. Andrew says, also, I hate making sleeves officially. He says, done it on the Zeong, did it on the Yakdoga. I'm tired of sleeves, no more sleeves. Wah. You hear the crying? Christ. Handren says, Gaia Notes are awesome as well. Yeah, I know, I've heard, and I gotta try them. Yeah, Gary wants to know, Gaia Notes are lacquer. They are lacquer. Well, solvent-based acrylics, to be technical, but lacquer for lack of a better term. So, so what we got to do is we have to marry these two pieces up. Now, it's not as simple as just gluing this on here. It's not going to be that simple, unfortunately. So, what we're going to have to do, if we plug this guy into the back of the backpack, right? What happens is you've got this big gap, probably 3-4 millimeter of gap in there, right? And then the bad thing is once you put on these pieces, these actually protrude a little bit proud of this flat back here. So you get even more of a gap there at that point. So that's more like 4 or 5 millimeter gap between here and the back of the backpack, right? So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to build up some sort of connection between the plug and the back of the back of the backpack here, right? Michael Dawson's over there on YouTube. He says, quick question about kit bashing. I'm trying to add the legs of the Master Grade Providence from the knee down. How would I maintain the Psycho frame armor on the look? Very good question. I've not built the Master Grade Providence at this point. Dean, Dean, stop it. Bad Dean. Bad Dean. Down. Back to the hole with you. Dean says kit bashing is stupid. It's not stupid. Why would you waste multiple kits for one kit? Because it's fucking awesome. That's why, Dean. And it could potentially take you to Japan. Well, if you're as broke as you, I completely understand it. But some of us aren't. Anyway. Bad Dean. So to answer Michael's question, I haven't built the Master Grade Providence, but to maintain the Psycho frame look, what you'd probably be best served with is to cut out little shards here and there, so that you can show what's underneath, similar to the Psycho frame. That's probably about the best answer I could give you. Not having built the thing myself, I'm not very familiar with it, so unfortunately that is the best answer I can give you right now. Sorry, man. Let's see. Yeah, Tim says scribe out some of the armor. Yeah, pretty much. Cut out some shards and stuff like that. Yeah, pretty much. Bry Guy says, LOL, Dean's grounded. No, we still love Dean. You know what? Dean has his own challenges. Everybody has their own challenges, and I totally respect that. But what I will say is, don't necessarily let your particular challenges dictate onto others. So there you go, Dean. There you go, buddy. Very good. MS over there on YouTube, they say when you start building kits that 1,000 plus others can also build, you get the urge to make yours unique. Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. Mechdio Manuel says, love kit bashing. I mean, take a look at my Rhodey Sazabi. And it looks pretty badass, too. So, yeah. It looks pretty badass. So, there you go. Yeah. All right. Anyway. Back to work. It's like we're talking. Michael Dawson says, would I extend the frame? Again, I don't know. Not having built that particular kit, I'm not sure what kind of challenges you're running into, unfortunately. Obviously, that's always a potential, right? If you feel that the proportions are off, if you feel the legs aren't long enough, or if they're too long, you can always cut them down and reproportion those. Now, obviously be careful when you do that, because that can cause a domino effect for other parts, especially in the knee where, everything bends and moves and stuff like that. So, be aware of those types of things. But yeah, that's absolutely a potential. But again, not having built the kit myself, I'm just not familiar with it, unfortunately. So, Dean says, this is why you scratch build. I mean, scratch building's part and parcel of building a good custom, right? I mean, Dean, I'm kit bashing. Do you hate me? Because I love you. We're just messing with Dean tonight. I don't know why. Is Dean the new Andrew? Holy shit. Andrew, you may have lucked out here, buddy. Anyway, I don't think so, but I'm just saying. So, we need to connect these, and it's not Jesus, and it's not going to be one of those easy things either, unfortunately. As much as I would love it to be, it's not. So, Henry says everyone can snap together a Sasabi kit and get shitload of likes, but to stand out, you need to add a flavor only you can dish out. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's a strong comment, I think. Yeah, I think so. Anyway. All right, so let's start with the basics of things first. What I want to do is attach a simple plate to even out this surface in here. So we need to kind of measure where we are with things within this within the armor, the chest armor, right? So what we need to do first is we need to measure kind of our dimensions here and get that first. So at the top, which is the shortest length, we're looking at 20, we'll call it 22 wide, right? And then we're going to go right underneath of these little strips there. Those notch in to the chest armor. So we'll go right underneath of those, and we'll call this, what do we want here? We're going to call that 18. So 18 by 22 is what we need. An 18 by 22 millimeter plate. So we got our 1 millimeter plastic here. We're going to start measuring, and we're going to start cutting. So get the crud off the... Let's make sure this end is square, and it is. So we're going to go 22. Right about there. And let's get the utility cutter here. So this will be a better blade option than trying to use our hobby knife, right? Okay. So score, snap, right? Easy. Score and snap. So that's 22 high, yeah? So let's see, oops, where'd it go? So that fits perfectly within that space right underneath of there. So that's good. Now we need 18. So let's make sure this is square, good there, and now we're going to chop 18. So that's going to basically be our back plate here for this plug. Okay, score, snap, easy. All right, so that's not bad. And there we go. Now we have a plate that fits pretty nicely in that space there, yeah? So, cool. So we'll take that out, and then what we can do is, number one, make sure we need to flush this thing out. So we're going to get our good old flat file here, sent to us by our good friend Luis, Mr. Ultraman Dyna. We're just going to flatten this sucker out here. Because what will happen is when you cut plastic, it will start to raise up on the edges, and it's one of those things that you have to keep in mind. So we're going to do this to both sides and get both sides just dead flat, right? Perfect. That's what we want. All right, put that off to the side. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to tack this into place. We're not going to go full ham and glue this right away because we need a little bit of room for error here. So we're just going to get a nice little drop of super glue there, right? And we're going to finesse this thing into place with the tweezers. So we're going to get it nice and centered right there at the top first. And then we're going to bring this thing down into place and let it pop right onto that super glue. All right. So now we can take these guys off here ever so carefully, and we should hopefully be able to pull this out. Oh, just like that. Just like that. So now this thing is just super glued. It's just tacked on there with a small drop of super glue. So what we need to do is we need to reinforce this, and to do that we're going to do plastic magic, right? Because I have a feeling that this, I don't know, this plug might, this gray part here may be ABS. It might be styrene, I'm not sure, but I'm not going to take any chances, so I'm going to use plastic magic on this sumbitch, and we're going to make sure this thing holds real nice. So we're just basically going to go around the perimeter of the exposed areas here, and that's what that plastic magic will do, is that will start to dissolve into the plastic, and it'll get underneath of there, and man, it'll just cause a really, really, really secure bond, right? Just go all the way around this thing. Just really make sure this whole perimeter is nice and tacked in, right? And I'm being pretty liberal with the glue here. There we go. Alright, so now I don't want to put this back into the body because that glue will glue this into place. That's not what we want. That's not what we want. So we're going to let this piece cure for at least a little while. So we're going to put that off to the side there, right? Now, we're going to go back to the shields here real quick and see what we can do with the tops here, because like I said, I want to detail those up just a little bit. So we're going to take them off of the shoulders here. This inside piece loves to come out because I think I beveled those sockets in there a little bit too much, so it's a little, it holds, but it likes to pop off. Yeah. So there we go. All right, cool. Excuse me. So let's see. Dean says, what's the most useless thing you had even bought for Gunpla? You want to see the most useless thing? I'll show you. I'll show you the most useless thing I've ever bought for Gunpla. This sumbitch right here. This guy. This is the most useless thing that I've ever bought for Gunpla. Yeah. Handren asks, Tim, you already got the Gelgoog? Yes, I do, actually. Look at that big boy right there. Yes. We got the Gelgoog. The Gelgoog is in the house. Look at that. Look at that mean sumbitch. Just, I love this thing. He's just mean looking. Now, we got to do something with the head. We're going to. We're going to completely reform and re-engineer the head of the Gelgoog, because I don't happen to like the derpy look of the OG Gelgoog. I really like like the Gelgoog Marine from Stardust Memories. It had a very, very sharp, kind of pointed snout and everything, and it had really nice, really kind of nice mohawk in the back. So yeah, we're gonna do something with that. We're gonna make him look a lot meaner, like a lot meaner. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, so this right here, this is the Jomini. The Jomini Iris Studios. And what this is a obviously it's a protractor angle finder type thing here. But the bad thing is that it's not dialed in correctly at all. So let's super zoom, and I'll show you what I mean here, right? So this, you can see right up here, is pretty much flat all the way across, right? But as you can see, it's about 1 degree or so off. Yeah, and it's not very good, especially for finding angles and stuff. It's not great. And there's even some wobble in it. So this is dead flat against the table, and it's still off by a degree. Now, mind you, I know a lot of you are like, it's 1 degree. What's it matter, right? No, but it trust me, it matters. It absolutely matters, right? The other thing is that the measuring over here, and let's get out a super zoom so you can see it a little bit better, what I mean. This part extends out, right? And then you've got, a nice flush angle here. So the idea is that you put this onto, a piece of plastic like this, and then you're able to extend a certain amount, and then you can cut strips with it, right? Now, the big problem is that you've got these frickin' protruding screws and rivets on here, so the thing wobbles like crazy, right? It's nuts. It's not flat and it wobbles. So trying to make precise cuts here, impossible. The other thing is that look at that slop, that movement, right? And the farther you get, the worse it is. Yeah? That's not good. And even at like 2 millimeter, that's a lot of slop in there. So yeah, this thing, an absolute and utter disappointment of a product. Piece of shit. That's what I say. But that's the most useless thing that I've ever bought for Gunpla. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what you get. That's what you get, man. I should have waited to hear reviews on it, but nope. I was gung-ho, and I was just like, oh, that'll be so cool to have. $40. $40 down the drain. Learn my lesson, right? Anyway. All right. Back on these shields. Let's take the pods off here because we're not going to need those. Now, what I want to do is I want to start working on the tops here. This is going to be priority. Yeah? A. Schultz says, what about the stupid circle cutter? Stupid circle cutter? You mean this guy? This guy's awesome. I love this guy. This is not stupid at all. Or do you mean these guys? These guys are usable. They're not great, but they're usable. They're not utter pieces of shit like the Jomini thing is. So, but, yeah, what are you going to do? You know what? Like I said, I should have waited. I should have waited to hear reviews from other people. That would have saved me $40. But what are you going to do? Burkana says, there was one you complained about for a while. I think it was yellow. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. A yellow circle cutter? I've seen people use there's like a yellow alpha circle cutter. Yeah. Jeremy Russell says, what do you think of the God Hand snips? I've never used them. I've heard good things. You know, it's like, like I told everybody, like the single-bladed nippers as opposed to the double-bladed nippers are two different beasts, and you have to understand the differences, right? Because they have different cutting properties. I much prefer the double-bladed as opposed to the single-bladed, but that's just my preference. So yeah. Henry said, is he talking about the circle cutter Simon is using? Oh, the little rotary thing? Yeah, I never got that. But Simon said it was kind of crap. So, yeah. Oh, Gary says, oh yeah, Tim, my chopper 2 is on the way. Brother, you are going to fall in love. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. So, yeah, I think what Handren and Burkana are talking about is there's a Chinese circle cutter, and it's a round thing, and it's like a rotary style thing, and you set the blade at the diameter of the circle that you want to cut, and then you set it down on like a sheet of masking tape, right? And then you just kind of twirl it around. I was never really sold on those from the beginning, simply because I never saw anybody use them. Like, even guys in China, I never saw them use those. And then Simon got it one day, and he was just like, yeah, this is crap. So, what are you going to do, right? But c'est la vie. Anyway. Alright, so, let's start messing around with Photo-etch, yeah? I'm excited to do that. I want to do this again. I want to get some Photo-etch going here on this guy, or on both of these guys, I should say. So, what we need here is the appropriate size Photo-etch, yeah. So we've got our little Photo-etch sheet here. So, for comparison purposes, this is what it looks like. And now this shield is maybe just is a little wider than the stock shield, but it's roughly the same size this way, yeah? So, I don't know, for me, that looks a little bit big, yeah? It's a little big. So, I think we're going to go a little bit smaller here with the other sets. So, I'm thinking probably this size right here would probably be pretty good. I don't think we need to go super small, because these are shields, by the way. These are made of armor, like heavy duty armor, right? So if you think about it, and this is what I kind of touched on this in the class on Saturday. This is armor that needs to probably be serviced, replaced, repaired, what have you. So when a Zaku is in battle and it's getting beat up, and that shoulder shield is getting just beat to hell, right? Bullet fire, debris, banging into it. It's getting dented, it's getting worn down, it's getting damaged, it needs to be replaced. So even in 0G, these things are going to have weight, and you're going to need to be able to move them around with precision, right? So that's where kind of cranes come in, and maintenance bays and stuff like that. So these things are still, even in zero gravity, going to have, these hooks to where cranes can attach to them. And then even more so in full gravity on Earth, right? So these panels on the shield are going to need to be replaced. So, to sell that, we're going to add these hooks here for cranes and things of that nature. So, first things first, these are small, so we got to put our eyes on, right? So, let's see. Yeah, I think this one here is going to be the ticket. I think that's going to be a good one. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, just these 4 right here, and we've got plenty. We've got plenty on the sheet to kind of go around. So that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. Now, this is etched out, and this is an adhesive kind of tape backing here so that things don't fall off, right? So we'll come in here with our tweezers and pluck one of these guys off of here. Now, you're going to have to bend these. Now, what a lot of people do is use specific tools for bending photo etch, right? And you've probably seen them. They're these metal things, and you use a razor blade to fold the the photo etch and everything. But what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go super kind of ghetto cheap here, and I'm going to use these tweezers like I did in the class, and I'm going to use these as kind of a folding break here, and we're just going to line these up right there on the fold line, and then boom, just like that. And if we did right, perfect 90-degree angle. And that's probably really hard for you guys to see. So let's get super zoomed in so you can kind of see a little bit better detail on this bad boy, yeah? Let's see, 5x. Oh yeah, look at that. So you can see that made a perfect bend in this, yeah? Let's see if you can, yeah, look at that. Perfect 90-degree right down that seam. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. All right, so let's get back out of super zoom. Let's get the box turned off. Let's get everything pulled back to the front. So, excuse me. Andrew says, I only use big high-grade kits for parts. Are you mocking me, or are you stating what you believe? I have a feeling. I have the feeling that little A is mocking me. I have that feeling. Now, mind you, I do use high grades for parts, but I also use other stuff for parts too, like Photo-etch. So, little A, if you're trying to mock me, buddy, don't. I'll demod you. Alright, so since this shield has such steep bevels here, using something like the T-square is difficult, right? So what we really need is probably going to be like a scribing jig. Let's see if we have something that'll fit. That's not great. That's not gonna do the job. Maybe this. Maybe this. Ah, yeah, this will do the job right here. This is what we need. So what I want is for the photo etch to be aligned in the corners with each other. I need it to be completely symmetrical, right? So, with that being said, let's pencil. Where'd the pencil go? Son of a bitch. Who stole my pencil? Ah. Haha. Bingo. Ultraman Dinah says, Tim, I have a question on those metal pieces. When you prime the shields, are you going to apply a little metal primer to those pieces, wait for it to dry, then spray regular primer to the whole thing? Yes. Yes, I am. What I'll do is I'll spray metal primer just on these top parts. Let that dry for, 10, 15 minutes, because that's usually how long it takes to let those things dry. And then, then metal, and then regular prime over top of everything. And then we should be good. All right, so we just need marks in the corners here to properly align these pieces. Okay, so there's the alignment for the first part, right? And then we're going to do the same thing in both corners. This thing needs to, I need to be able to hold on to this damn thing. Like that, and then we get this just like that. So there we go. Now we have our markings, right? So we're good to go on that shield. Let's do the same thing to this one while we're at it. Be good if I could hold on to this the shield and the scribing jig at the same time. Okay. Good there. Flip this around over here. And good there. All right, so now we've got our marks, and they should line up perfectly all across the way. And they do. Sweet. That's what I'm talking about. So now we can glue these photo etch parts in place. So with that being said, let's get got a little scrap piece of plastic here that I'm using basically for a super glue little palette, right? And what we're going to use is just a small little piece of strip styrene. This is just probably what, 0.5 millimeter thick by 1 millimeter wide. So we're going to use that to actually, I'm going to swap this out for a smaller little piece of styrene here. So we're going to drop a little bit of super glue on there. Let's get our eyes on here, and so we can glue this up appropriately here. Okay, so now we can come in here and very, very, very accurately place this into position. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love that already. Look at that. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about, guys. Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love with this stuff. This photo etch, man, it makes all the difference in the world. And then you get a little strip of photo etch that basically goes on the other side, right? And you just do the same thing. You just pop a little super glue on that thing, and then you just apply it right to the other side, ever so carefully. Come on. You gotta coax it into place. Right there. And then once both the main hook and the two plates are in position, that's a good look. That, my friends, is a very good look. So, let's go super zoom on this sumbitch. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here because... Bang! Look at that! Oh, yes. Oh, yes. How nice is that? Damn, you guys. Like, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, Gary says, damn, rad as fuck. Noise. As Gary does. Everything's noise to Gary, right? But that's okay. We love you, Gary. Garrett Tucker's over there on Facebook. What's up, Garrett? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Yeah, I really like this look, you guys. Really, really like this look. If you guys aren't sold on Photo-etch after this, I don't know what I can do. I don't know what I can tell you, because this is the joint right here. I mean, look at that. You get 2 of these on both sides. Come on, that sells the look. And you know what? I completely forgot again. But, Mag, thank you for commenting and reminding my dumbass to show people your account. Let's see. All right, so Mag Wong, who is over there on Facebook right now. We're going to take a brief intermission. We're going to come back to this Photo-etch goodness here in just a moment. But let's take a look at Mag's work here just right quick, okay? Let me zoom out just a hair. Are we still in... I think we're still in super zoom. I think that's probably why it's still zoomed in like that. Yes, it is. So let's go 1. Let's go there. And then we can do bang like that, right? Look at that, you guys. Look at that. That's hella sexy right there. I don't know about y'all, but that's lovely work. That is lovely, lovely work. Yeah, Captain Weirdbeard. That is damn cool. Yeah, Mag is totally flexing on us. Mag's the man, I'm telling you. Look at this thing. That is pretty damn cool. Let's take a look at the rest of his account, though. Shall we? Mag_WLS. Okay? You guys, I'm telling you, need to follow him. This man does some great work. You want to see? Look at this. Look at this. Look at how nice that came out. I love the colors on this thing, right? The purple, just a light purple, white, and gold gives it that kind of really regal kind of look, right? I love the addition of the lance. Yeah. That is killer, man. And look at some of the work that he's done here. Just flexing the ankle and everything. Shut up. The Alexa went off. Cancel. She went off again. Anyway, nice scribing. Very clean lines all the way around. Ugh. So good, you guys. So good. Nice GM Sniper custom here. Really good stuff. Look at the leg, especially. The color separation is really nice. Color choices are dead on. Scribing is mint. Yeah. Yeah. Look at this guy. What? That's just mean looking. Scribing again. Really nice. Look at this guy he's working on. It's like a It's like a cross between a Briarland and an XS or something like that, right? Really good. Yeah, really good. Following now too, Mecha Army. Nice. 427, right? 430. We got 3. We got 3. I like it. Keep it going. Keep it going for Mag. I know Mag got a lot of love from the post that I did, so that was a really good thing to see. I really like seeing that. But man, dude's a beast. Dude's a beast, man. Mag, I'm telling you, buddy. Really good stuff. He says this kid is in whip for GBWC. Very cool. Very cool, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. Brian, Mr. Bro Builder, he says, already subbed again. Already know all these people, Tim. You do, man. And we run in very similar circles, right? But there are some people out there that probably don't. So I want to hit them up to Mag's amazing builds. Yeah? Because they should be following him. Just saying. So he's really good. He's really good. Go follow him. Go follow him. All right. So thank you for that brief intermission. Let's go back and let's get some more photo etch on this thing, because I so totally dig this now. Like I am now addicted to photo etch, right? Mag says thank you again, Tim. No, man, thank you, Mag, for watching and hanging out with us and being cool. So like I said, I completely breezed by your mention in the chat on last Thursday, so we hook it up. We'll hook you up. So, yeah. Anywho, Julius Dembski says, that's it for me. Good night, all. Good night, Julius. Thank you, buddy. Sergeant. All right, so let's get another... actually, since this is the opposite side, we need to lay down the strip first, and then we can lay down the hook, because it's the opposite side. Okay. All right, nobody talk. Shh, quiet. Come on. Stay down there, you son of a bitch. All right, hopefully this stays, right? Hopefully this stays. Yeah, Captain Weirdbeard holding his breath. I was kind of holding my breath too, right? All right. I think that placement is good. We're going to go with that. It's not coming up, so that's a good sign. All right, so now we get to work with the fun part here. Oh, did I just mess it up? I think I just messed it up. That's okay. Not a big deal. Actually, no, I didn't mess it up. Because I can just get I can put this one back on here and get one of these other sides. Right? And get one of these other sides. So tiny. So tiny. Alright, get it lined up right there on the fold. Right there. And we fold. Man. This stuff is super small. Just like that. Okay, so now we can get a little glue on this guy. that. Ooh, hey now. And now we really hold our breath, right? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Let's super zoom in on this bad boy. Let's get him in frame first. Just about there. I think both are in that little box. And bang! Oh, look at that. That's a good look. That's a good look. Yes! That's a good look, you guys. I'm telling you, that is a good look. That is a good look. Whew. You talk about nerve-wracking. Trying to place these little things is nerve-wracking. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, Terry says, I love those parts that have little circles that look like screw attachments. Right? They're the base plates. These plates, like right along here, those are etched in such a way that, you know, they have two little circles and then kind of like a rectangle in the middle, and they're super tiny, super tiny. Like, how big is this? Let's see. This whole thing is what, like 4 millimeter? 3.5 millimeters. Look at this thing. Where is it here? Yeah. That's what, about 3.5 millimeter. 3.5 millimeter. Man, look at that. I love this, you guys. I am absolutely loving this. Yeah. Oh, come on. Right? If you guys are not sold on Photo-etch right now, there's got to be something wrong with you. So let's get out of super zoom here real quick. I want to show you the whole package. 1x. Nope. Go back. Come on. There we go. And then smooth out, and then get the hell out of there. Bring the chat back. Boom. Look at this. Look at this. Oh yeah, boy. Look at this. Oh. Man, oh man. Come on, you guys. Get up on, you gotta get up on the Photo-etch train, you guys. I'm telling you, you gotta get up on the Photo-etch train, because we're about ready to leave the station. You better be on the train. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. Man. Theory Zero. He says, hey, Tim, do you sell the parts you mess with in your classes, or have any older builds for sale? I would love to have some to look at and study while I work on my own. Oh man, that's super flattering. But no, I don't sell any of my builds, and I don't sell parts or anything like that. I am not a retailer or vendor in that aspect. So I know for a fact that our boy Adam at USA Gundam Store carries the these Steel Soul, I forget, the AW line of Photo-etch. So definitely hit up USA Gundam Store. I know they're a little bit hard to get because they are from China, but I know he carries them. So if you want anything in this series, definitely hit up USA Gundam Store because I know they got them. I know they got them. So, but man, thank you for asking if I sell any of my builds. But no, they mean too much to me. So unfortunately, I don't. Ultraman Dyna says, Tim, I have a question on those metal pieces. When you prime the shields, are you going to apply a little metal primer to those pieces, wait for it to dry, and then spray regular primer to the entire thing? I think we answered this like twice already. But the answer is yes. I will definitely spray these little metal pieces with metal primer first. And here, let me, hang on just a second, you guys. Let me show you the metal primer that we use. Hang on. So you really don't need a lot of metal primer. The Mr. Hobby metal primer comes in two flavors, can, and then some comes in a jar with a brush and everything, right? So this is the can right here, and we'll zoom out so you guys can get a better glimpse at this. This is the Mr. Metal Primer. And this is basically what you use to spray on metal parts to kind of etch into it and get a good base for the normal primer, right? I've tried to paint over top of this. It's not great, but it can be done. I wouldn't recommend it though. So what I normally do is I spray this on metal parts and then lay down your Mr. Surfacer, whatever flavor of Mr. Surfacer you like. I like 1000. You can use 1500 if you want, or 1200, whatever floats your boat. I like 1000 simply because all of my builds are going to be matte in finish. So any texture that this gives will just kind of give a realistic metal kind of look to it, and it'll help aid in the flattening process at the very end. So these are the two guys that you want. Now, like I said, this Mr. Metal Primer also comes in a jar similar to like Plastic Magic or Tamiya Extra Thin. It comes, with a brush applicator as well. I like the spray just because it's much easier and it's like whatever. But some people like the brush applicator, it's whatever floats your boat really. But yeah, so you lay down a little bit of metal primer, then you lay down your surface primer, and then you can go to town. Pretty simple. So Chris Pabs over there on Facebook, he says, Tim, what about etch parts? They have layered detail. That have layered detail. Same thing. I mean, you just don't go heavy on your sprays and everything. I mean, it's just like with any small part that has detail, so, thin, light coats, layered up if need be. The metal primer is extremely, extremely thin, so be aware of that. That's a good thing, right? But then your surface primer is if you spray it on right and you thin it down correctly, you'll see all that detail through it. And then your paint, same way. Yeah. Bry Guy over there on YouTube says, Tim, question, do you have any books you use for reference for Gunpla? Shit. How long do you have, Brian? Yeah, a lot. Oh, look at Freddie being nice. Yeah, so that's just a smattering of them. Freddie just posted the link over there on YouTube to to the Amazon page. And there's a bunch of books in there. Mostly those are for inspiration and stuff like that. But in terms of technique and stuff, I highly, highly, highly recommend the Gundam Scratch Build Manuals Volume 1 and 2. Those are worth their weight in gold, plain and simple. Chris Pab says, I mean, since the details are so tiny, how do you achieve color separation? Sorry, Chris, I misunderstood. Very carefully. Very carefully. I mean, it's like with anything, right? Me, I am masochistic when it comes to color separation. I will tape things off. For the most part, these are going to be painted base color and left that way. I'll hit these with a little, Tamiya panel lining fluid, and that'll bring out the details and everything really, really nicely. But, if you did want to color separate these, I mean, I think these are easily taped off and painted, right? Because the Tamiya masking tape is rather thin. It's not anywhere near as thick as this Photo-etch is, right? So that's excuse me. So that's that's what I would do. So Gary says, speaking of books, scribing tutorial books, Tim, or chat? Yeah, Anupong Chanarong, Nunu's books, his first book, and you can get it on USA Gundam Store. Very, very good scribing book. He goes into great detail in terms of technique, design, all sorts of things, even like plastic sculpting, right? So very, very good book. That's probably the one that I would recommend most. After that, Scratch Build Revolution is pretty good when it comes to scribing. You learn techniques like the 3-line rule and stuff like that, but I would recommend Anupong's. The GPF panel line technique. That's the one. Thank you, Brian. I would recommend that over and above anything in terms of scribing. So, good question. Terry says, Tim, I just filled seams with the BSI glue and removed seam lines in under 5 minutes. Yeah! Another convert to the super glue family, you guys, because I had Terry, he was at the class, and he got some of the BSI stuff, right? The super glue that we like so bad. And he said he just filled the seam lines in under 5 minutes. He got super excited. I would be too, man. It's fucking exciting. Like, when you start to do that stuff at a quick pace like that, and it works, no feeling like it in the world, man. So, good stuff, Terry. That's awesome, brother. Bro Builder says, Tim, have you seen the new book out from Nivan Sharantha? Yes! It's, what is it? Dream in Mecha or something like that? I have it in my cart in Amazon right now. It's $30. I'm just waiting to pull the trigger on the paperback. So, yeah, I love Nivan's work. Super talented artist. So yeah, that's actually, I'm waiting to get that. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. So Dream in Mecha. Yeah, okay. That's the one. Yeah, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. I like I said, I love his work. I absolutely love his work. Chris Pabs over there on Facebook, he says, the Double Zeta bus has Photo-etch parts and I'm considering painting them. Dude, do it. Absolutely do it. Bro Builder says, just got mine in today. Nivan's. How is it? I know it's got to be good. I've seen Nivan post pictures and pieces of art from it, and it looks pretty amazing. So yeah, I want to get it. I just got to pull the trigger on it. That's all I got to do. I just got to pull the trigger on it. And I think, usually what I do is I buy a few things in my cart at a time. Like I'll have things in the cart and I put them in the save for later feature, so I can kind of keep track of prices and stuff. And he says, beautiful. Nah, you're making it hard. Man, that sucks. Gary says, time flies at work whenever you stream, Tim. Thanks so much. Brother, thank you, Gary. I appreciate it, buddy. Cheers to Gary. But, yeah. Navan Sharantha, wonderful concept artist. I highly recommend you follow him on Instagram. Let's see if we can't bring his page up here. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. This is the gentleman that we're talking about, Navan Sharantha. Shanthara. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but this is the gentleman who has just amazing concept work. So really good stuff. Dwidget says, Thurno Hobbies and Games for you playing at home on Facebook. Go get you some of that. Visit Thurno Hobbies and Games on Facebook. Dwidget says, Tim, do you use the Honey app for Chrome to help saving money? Sometimes I used to use it, but it didn't really save me that much money. And I just found it annoying. So I don't really use it that much anymore. It just felt intrusive, you know? It felt intrusive. So, no, I used to use it, but not anymore. It just seemed like a waste. Anyway. Gary says, about to drive now, going home. Good night, Tim and chat. Gary, thank you for tuning in, buddy. Appreciate you. But, so yeah, you guys, Navan Shanthara is the gentleman here that we're talking about. Oh, look at that. So for those that you can't tell, like, this is a helmet right here, like a true mechanized looking helmet. And it looks like a skull, yeah? It's pretty damn cool, man. And all his work is kind of in that same flavor, right? There's the book, Dreaming in Mecha. Here's some more pages from it. And I'm sure you guys have probably seen his work in other places, other sites, other books and stuff. The guy's really extremely talented when it comes to this concept art. That's cool. I love this one. This one's always good. Really nice. He kind of melds the tactical, mechanical, and almost monstrous feel of things together really, really well. I mean, case in point, right here. You know, it's like a monster meets army meets, you know, robots. Same thing here. Just like crazy, crazy work, man. And then he goes to the even more traditional kind of mechanical stuff. And then he goes monstrous, you know? But dude is super talented. And I love his work. So, yeah. That's who we're talking about. Navan Shanthara. Go follow him. It's worth it. Bry Guy says, Emerson Tung is my favorite artist at the moment. Emerson Tung is an amazing artist as well, you guys. Don't sleep on Emerson Tung either. He's a good one. He's a good one. Gremlin's Gunpla Garage, Evangelion meets Pacific Rim meets Diesel Punk. Yeah. Yeah. It's good stuff, man. It's really good stuff. All right. So, let's see. What time is it? It's midnight right now. I want to get some more stuff done on this particular shield, right? So real quick, I want to do just little spindly work here with this little strip of plastic, yeah? Because the top just needs just a little more just like two little kind of latches, right? Two little kind of latches. That's all we need. And we're just going to cut some super small strip here. Just like that. That one's not nearly long enough. I think these two should be, yeah, those two are appropriate length, right? Pro Builder says Navon has a couple resin injection kits available on Industria Mechanica. I love Navon. Don't get me wrong. I don't like Industria Mechanica. Okay, so we just picked this up with our little old hobby knife right here, and you know what we're gonna do? We're going to align this with we're gonna align this on the sides here with the Photo-etch. So now, here's the here's what we used right here. So we'll line that up and make a line there. We'll spin this around. Do that. All right, so now we've got our lines matched up again, right? So there we go. And we're going to pop just a little glue. We're just going to kiss it with a little glue right here, just like that. And we're going to align this perfectly with those hooks. And then once this is painted, these will look like raised latches. And really just kind of finish out the look, yeah? Okay. And there we go. Yeah. And it loses focus, of course. Why wouldn't it? And it's... Okay, there we go. Yeah. I like it. I like it. Captain Weirdbeard says, Tim's GBWC entry 2019 is one Zaku shield. Actually, it might be two. It might be two. It might be two. Who knows? Oh, man. Nice. Bro Builder says, I've heard bad things as well. You know, I'm not going to... it's not even worth getting into. Trust me. The owner of Industrial Mechanica and I have a history. It goes back to the Child of Mecha forums way back when. So, it's whatever. Anyway. Freddy Torres says, someone entered a single gun for GBWC a few years ago. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Spider GK2, James 2.0. What's up, James? What is everyone? I think he said, meant up. What is up, everyone? I am home for a short shift at work. Well, welcome. Bry Guy Tim, can you help me out with an evergreen product question? I literally don't know what size or dimensions the sizes are coming in because there's like 10 numbers on each packet. How goes it? Weird beard? Oh, that's Spider 2K2. Whoops. Sure, man. Bry Guy, absolutely, buddy. So let's break down the sizing, right? Let's pull this guy out right here. Let's real quick break this down for Bry Guy and really anybody out there that's interested in getting the evergreen plastic strips and stuff, right? Because this is kind of important. All right, so what you got here is let's take a look at this systematically. Yeah, this is the item code. This is the basically the product number that Evergreen uses to identify what product this is. This is your cross section shape, which is a strip, right? And then these are your imperial measurements. So 0.10 of an inch by 0.20 of an inch. Below that is your metric measurements. This is what we're interested in. So 0.25 millimeter by 0.5 millimeter. That's what we've been working with here just on the shields and stuff. And then below that you have the strip count in this particular package. So 10 strips, right? Now this is going to be across the board on pretty much everyone. There are some that are scaled for railroads, so some will say HO scale and some will say O scale, whatever the scales are. I don't even fucking know, right? But what we're looking for is this measurement right here. So this is 1/4 millimeter by 1/2 millimeter, right? Like I said, that's what these little spindly little itty bitty strips that we put onto the top of the shield are. That's those measurements, right? Now, they come in a bunch of different thicknesses and widths, right? So, for instance, you've got this big boy here, which is 1 millimeter thick. That's the thickness of the strip. Ah, shit. And as I roll over it with my damn chair. So, it's 1 millimeter thick by 6.3 millimeters wide, right? So, thickness is 1 millimeter, width is 6.3, right? Let's take a look at another one here. So, okay, so here's 0.75 by 4. So this is 3/4 of a millimeter thick by 4 millimeters wide. Yeah? So that's realistically all you got to know. That's the only dimension you have to take care of and that you have to watch. Everything else doesn't matter because they all come in the same length. So it's just the thickness and the width of the strip. So that's all you got to worry about, Bry Guy. So hopefully that helps. We'll see, right? We'll see. Michael Dawson says, I'm out. Good night, everyone. Michael Dawson, thank you for watching, buddy. Thank you for watching. Handren over there says, Tim, it seems Bluefin is hinting P Bandai, or it might just be the new Tall Geese 3. Yeah, I saw that. I'm not interested. Whatever. I'm not a big Tall Geese guy, so it's like, whatever. Captain Weirbeard says, took me some time to figure it out, Bry Guy. Absolutely. Bry Guy says, already thanks, Tim, because I was beyond last at some moments. Okay. Beyond last. Not sure what you mean by that, but hey, I get it. I totally understand. Confusion, right? So hopefully that helps, right? Let's go back to one camera over here so we can just kind of finish up, right? So yeah, so the dimensions, the millimeter dimensions is what I focus on and what you should probably be focusing on, since everything that we work in is in metric. So it just makes it so much easier that way. So yeah, once you start seeing them more and more and more, I think you'll understand. You'll get what the dimensions are and everything. So the thickness of the strip is first, followed by the width. Always keep that in mind. So, Spider2K2 says, just ordered 2 black EF SF stickers for my 2019 Sentra. Congratulations on that purchase, by the way, there, James. Good on you, buddy. I think they would look nice on the doors since I may put a certain Reaper sticker on the trunk. Yeah. Bry Guy says, I learned something today. Hey, that's awesome, right? That's awesome. Brobetter says, for round tube, sequential, even and odd serial numbered sizes, sleeve, mean they nest within each other. Yeah. If you wanted to make pistons like I am tonight, so many pistons. And there's also a chart on Evergreen's site which will show you which tubes and rods nest inside of each other perfectly. So there are certain ones that do it and certain ones that don't. So yeah. Bry Guy says, yeah, because I didn't know what was the thickness and width. That was my main problem. Yeah, thickness is always first, width is always second. Yeah. Yep. So, all right, good stuff, you guys. I hope you enjoyed tonight. I enjoyed tonight playing with this little photo-etch stuff, giving some shout-outs and all that, getting getting the look of this Zaku kind of locked in and finalized. Hopefully, we're gonna start to kind of hit our stride with this thing because it's kind of been a bumpy path so far. I will admit it, but hopefully we're on the road to getting this thing finished. Not sure if I feel very good about my chances of finishing this before GBWC. You never know what happens. You never know what'll happen. So I'm going to continue to kick this thing in the ass, and we'll give it the old college try, as they say, right? So, guys, if you want one of these cool kick-ass chibi hummingbird t-shirts, hit up www.chowdamecha.com and hit the store up at the top. You're going to find shirts, hats, bags, all sorts of other cool stuff on there. Very, very worth your time. Worth buying some stuff. And if you are interested in any of the tools, accessories, and things, materials, and all that, there's a good old Amazon link just below here where you can find all that stuff sourced out. I get a little commission off of what you buy. Doesn't increase the price for you guys, thankfully. But everything's sourced, tools, materials, stuff like that. Books for inspiration, gear for streaming, all that good stuff. And then also, too, if you need kits or paints or accessories like the Photo-etch stuff we messed around and played with tonight, or some awesome, amazing decals designed by yours truly, these guys are the ones to go to. USA Gundam Store, Adam and the crew down there will definitely take care of you. So, with that being said, guys, I'm going to come back here on Wednesday, and we're going to continue picking this thing up. Hopefully, I will be much further along than what we are right now, especially with this backpack thing. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, by then, I'll also have the rest of the Photo-etch installed on the other shield, and that hopefully that look will be kind of finalized at that point, right? So, we will see. But anyway, have a wonderful Tuesday. Be safe out there. Build something cool, you guys, and I will see you on Wednesday. Take care, Mecha Army.